It doesn't look pretty, but hopefully it works. Yeah, because it didn't cost me anything. It's all random old stuff. Got all my friends. Got a big pen now. So fun. I got some chicks, and half of them are dead, so.
We don't need to show you the graphic details.
There was 3 that were good to go, and we're working on
5.
So anyways, that's what you get for ordering your chicks in the mail, and they take an extra day.
And sitting up.
They were cold, really cold. I used to be terrified of chickens, so this is better than it was.
You haven't lived till the day that you do the other end of the chickens.
Yeah, butcher them. These are laying hens.
Yeah, I know. As a kid, anyone out there, you know the terrifying idea of what happens when something gets lopped off.
When their head gets
And the
lopped
headless
off
chicken runs after you.
Yep, the headless chicken chases you.
Over here.
Oh, he's going, come on, Bob, wake up. Or I should say, not Bob, maybe Bobette.
Bobby.
Stop it. Go over there instead. There's food right there.
This one's starting to stand.
See that? You lean to the right so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I ordered extras, and they all lived last time. So I really didn't get many extras this time. I got enough to make it cheaper, but.
Little guy's trying down there.
Mm-hmm. See, if you would just sit like your siblings over here instead of trying to run around. Oh, hey. I have not started a video, and I was going to go home, but Dad wants to see if his little wire contraction works. So come along for the fun. Red just calved too, which makes me very excited because last year when I bred her, she basically like bee slapped me with her tail the entire time. So I'm just glad she stuck because, you know. We use that to keep the calves so they can't go hang out with the heifers, and it was not where it's supposed to be. Oh, on the pile.
Hi, cutie booty. That's my chrome.
Yeah, Mr. Boots. So this is Dad's creation that he made to put on the JCB, run it through hydraulics, wind up wire. It doesn't look pretty, but hopefully it works. Yeah, because it didn't cost me anything. It's all random old stuff. I'm gonna go unhook off of the insulators on the post here first, and then he'll come and see if it works on a section, and then we'll do the next section hopefully and roll out.
Pull it up. Let me get the end, wrap that up on the end of it as a weight.
So it can't, okay.
If I lose that, it's not the...
Yeah, it's a broken one.
I mean, don't overdo the wire, but just make it so it's not going to fall off.
Okay. Got all my friends. I'm gonna kick Paisley out of here. Paisley, stay. Ness is happy. It's 11 babies in the last 18 hours. We're getting busy now. I haven't been doing a video because it's ice show weekend, so I'm only here in the mornings, and yeah, chaos. Woo! Windy! And then we just keep rolling. Dad has a GoPro, but look at how green it's getting. That's our rye. You probably can't hear me, but that's rye.
Wow. I gotta lube that thing up.
Oh? I don't know if it worked. Did it work?
And it works, but this thing, bearings are hopefully not junk in here, but it froze up on me. Stopped running, and that kind of, it worked yet, but not how this is designed I like to have its own reel for it, but I don't know what we'd really wind unless we wind up barbed wire west.
Yeah.
What they get for a plastic reel is insane.
Mm-hmm.
It still won't really work right on here. I guess it's one of those you put it on there and you should be able to slide it back on here again and unwind it.
Or even on the side-by-side with our board, it should go.
Well, I gotta put something in the inside to keep
Right,
it.
but you can put like a little pipe in there. You get a thicker piece of well pipe, that would work. kind of worked, kind of didn't. And our chicken update, we're going to have 3, I think. I thought we were going to have 7 or 8 last night. Now it looks like 3. So they are 48-hour guaranteed though. So I think it just took 1-2 day too long to not get here. So
Those 2
3.
aren't doing so hot anymore.
Nope.
That one really wants to try. He's healthy. He just can't walk.
Let me get you some. We drink that. Drink that. No.
You worked on it there again?
Alright, so it kind of worked. There's the little thing that moves the wire back and forth, whatever it's called, the guider maybe. It gets jammed in a couple spots randomly. Like, it'll be good for 2 rounds and then get jammed. And the next time it'll go for like 10 rounds back and forth and then get jammed. The next one is jamming on every single one. So I don't think I think it's like somewhat not straight. A little bit. You can see there's a little bend into it. So at some point it's just getting hooked on the teeth and not releasing, and then you just have to stop it, pry it out, and then go. It's pretty easy. There's one time and I could not get it loosened. Dad had to do it, but also my shoulder is not 100%, so I don't have full range of like pressure. But we got over probably 75% of the wire done, so now we just have to do the half of the winter fence, I guess, and roll that up, and we're marking it so we can know next year which fence is which, and we'll roll out. But red calved, happy-go-lucky. I think I'm just going to do like a couple of days of updates into this video instead of like a day in the life, just because I'm obviously going to go home here, do my physical therapy moves for my shoulder, shower, and then I have to go to town to get ready for our skating show. So after this weekend, skating is done for me for the year, so that's good. But I have that rolling, so it's kind of like chaos and all that jazz. And last night was, I should have just recorded it knowing I was going to do this, but we had 12 calves within like 18 hours, is what I told you, and last night there was 4 of them calving in the same pen at the same time. I'm like, really? All in the same pen? Meanwhile, all these other pens have nothing going on. So, but anyways, we're rolling, and it's fun to see a lot more AI stick on this last round. I think my consumption rate is going to be a touch higher than the first 2 groups were like right at 50%. So I'm hoping I get more of like maybe a 60 out of this one. We'll see. We'll keep rolling. I'm excited. And then just before we know it, we'll be back into breeding season all over again. Oh, an update on the PT. I started PT yesterday. I have really good range of motion. There are very few movements in my shoulder that bother me. I just have to work on some stability, and there's certain points where like I know it's not going to just dislocate right off the bat by like me just moving my arm. I get that like weird feeling of like something is not 100%. So I have physical therapy moves to do at home every day, and I can work out, so that's exciting. I can lift weights. Obviously, I'm not going to be chest pressing, shoulder pressing, etc. big weights like I normally do. But she said kind of like get back into it, and then I would go to PT once a week for a little while, see how the strengthening is going and the stability, and we'll roll out from there. So there's your thumbs up update on my shoulder posterior dislocation. So, all right, we'll update you on whatever happens next. Okay, so it's been a little bit of mass chaos this morning. We just pulled a calf. Unfortunately, it was a backwards calf. One leg out, the other leg there. But in the birth process, when it came out, the calf was dead. The umbilical cord is wrapped around his body, so at some point when they get too far, it unhooks, and then if their head's not out when they're backwards, they don't have any oxygen, and unfortunately they suffocate. So that just happened. However, 2516, poor little buddy that has had 4 mom attempts, is now with her. It's 78. It was a nice AI baby, done on arrival, not her fault. And he is going to town nursing off of her, so fingers crossed that she'll take him. I wiped cleanings and stuff all over her, all over the calf from her. I do have the calf still over here if I need to skin him. I will, or even just a little bit. but he's really wet, so it's gonna be hard. But and then there was, I told you, like 13 calves yesterday. Pretty sure we're up to 10 new calves again. 2 in the spicy pen, 8-11. My dad almost got hit this morning. It's been a wild time, but we're gonna go get the stuff, make tags. I literally got here and like parked the Jeep, got out, and Nessa's been chilling. But anyways, we're gonna go get stuff to tag, write some tags, and roll out. It's been a morning. It's been a morning. And somebody was arguing with me on one of my posts a while back, saying that backwards is a normal presentation. I realized that it's like, it's possible for the calves to be born. Come on. But this is what happens a good chunk of the time. So I'm never going to consider it normal or ideal, and I'm always going to go help because a dead calf sucks. All right, I need to run up to our vet clinic here. We are out of our CD&T, so our tetanus, and I mixed up nasal gin and didn't realize we were short, so I got to do that because, oh wow, hair, cute. There's only so much time that modified live vaccines like nasal gin can be mixed before they're not effective. So I'll roll up there, be back in like half an hour. I also need to get our pre-breeding shot number 2 for the heifers. Another thing of penicillin just to have on hand, and some needles. So that's where we're rolling now. My co-pilot and I are headed up there. So what a morning. Rolled out of bed and it was like, run to the farm. Here we are. I'm eating grapes. That one was really sour. I know that it may seem like we are having a lot of like crappy situations with calves. And I think there's been maybe like one more than normal, and it was just hard in the beginning because it was back to back to back, right? Like it was like 3 back to back to back. That's gonna happen because we have 200 cows, right? So if you think about a 1 to 2% death loss because of reasons out of our control, things like that, you can't save them all. It's the unfortunate fact of it. And someone commented last time, they're like, well, if you say that, you're a negative farmer. But it's the reality. Like if I put so much pressure on myself to save every single animal here 24/7, never let one lose, never let one die, like I would be the most distraught, stressed out human in the entire world, because in the end, like, I can't make them have a will to live. I can't see through a cow and know that that umbilical cord is still hooked up to the calf while it's coming out. Like, crap's gonna happen. It's just it's the name of the game, right? Like, it's part of it. If you come at me and tell me that, like, we should always have 100% no animals ever die, like, you are an idiot, to be honest. Like, it's just never gonna work out. Things die, it's the nature, etc. Nature is cruel. So I mean, when you have a little handful of them, it'll be all right. It's part of it. You might see me talk about this and you're like, she doesn't seem bothered by it. I cannot mentally let myself be emotionally attached to every single calf that's born. I take it hard. Trust me, there are swear words when I first find out that the calf was unalived. But I cannot focus on that, because if I do, I will be a very sad, distraught human all the time. 2023 calving was very rough, and I had to get a wall put up because I came out of that extremely depressed and really struggling with my anxiety and my mental health. So I've had to kind of like emotionally unattach myself just a little. I still care. You guys see that. Like, I bawl like a baby in some videos, right? But I can't beat myself up for every single calf that's out of my control. So anyways, there's your little tidbit. But yes, and everyone's always asking, like, how many cows you have. I don't love answering it, but it's relative. So there's 200 cows. Now you know, you do the math. Losing a little 3-4, it's 2%. We had twins. There's some extra there. So that's just the beef producer world. Cute is that little baby? That's a reserve baby. So that one's a baldy. Woo. helped her out just a little. Not really. I just was like, oh, I don't like the sacks over the head, and I could see the baby's tongue trying to move, and I was like, oh, I'm not really gonna let you suffocate when I lost one this morning to that. So, but happy-go-lucky on the ground, and then I just pulled the baby's hips out because she was just standing there like wondering where her kid was, and I was like, kid's just hanging out of you, Mom. So anyways, another baby on the ground, but I've had 30 calves in the last few days. It's been chaotic, and I haven't even had the chance to like do a full video because I like have been there, but then I leave and there's just so much going on. Our heifers are done calving. Little Debbie, Big Deborah needed some help. Not a lot, she just really didn't know what was going on. So they pulled last night right before the ice show. Stinking cute. So was 2507. So we'll show you those, but I got to get ready to go back to the ice arena for our last show, and then skating is done for the season for me, and then it'll be back to just normal. We'll finish calving and roll into breeding season in a month. So, woo! Here we go. Day 2. She stomps a little bit. And 30's calf snuck into this pen through the bunk. So we also had 2 pens get combined last night. So now I got to play some like shuffle thing, but she stomps a little, not bad. Fingers crossed. It's his 5th mom option. I just want it to work out. We let Miss Sassafras out with her new adopted mom. And we're gonna let little Debbie out. You got a big pen now. So fun. All right, little Debbie was the last one to calve. And look at how cute this little thing is. She's got little dots on her nose. She's got a little flashy on her legs. She has stinking coat. I know. Good job. We had 5 babies last night, and 4 of the 5 are in pen 2. The other one is in pen 5, now in the calving pen. But I just tagged this one, and then I got a baldy right there that I gotta do, and then I gotta do that baldy as well, but that's Mama, and she can be a little bratty. So I'm gonna grab this one, bring over here, tag, and then probably do hers last, or hers will wait. I was waiting them all out so I can go eat. They're locked behind here, as you can see. But she did not go, so. I saw a cow working on calving and the cameras went off. I think the wind's messing with them today because it's so windy. 2407 and 2002 have both calved now. 2407 was at my house. Bred to Ed, my cowboy cut bull, and we're getting rid of him after this year. He's old and he's seen better days and he's worth a good amount now as a colt. Anyways, and I'm hoping that he has a heifer, and now we are like 7 for 7 or 8 for 8 all bull calves that he has fathered. What a freaking turd. I just want a couple more cowboy cut daughters in the herd, her granddaughters, but apparently not. But anyways, all is well. So anyways, there's your random update. I just want a freaking heifer calf, and there's not a single one. I mean, I know he didn't cover that many because he was clean up at Nathan and I's house in that pasture. We only do like what are the like coming second calvers, and I AI'd a handful, like AI'd most of them. So I think he sired like 8 or 9 total. So really not that many, but like one heifer, my guy. One heifer is all I'm asking for, and I got 0. Just moved 2516 and his new mama up front so we can monitor them, and then they're out of the spicy pen. And I gave her hay and she's happy. But you were nursing on the way up here. That's good. Gonna get attacked by bottle calves over there. One of my favorite cows calved right before I got here. Stretch it out, girl. You're also a favorite. You haven't calved yet. And 418. She is starting to beg, so maybe she did stick to my sex semen. We'll see. No promises. And if you can't tell, it's really stinking windy out yet. But I'm on night shift. So, I had 3 new calves in the last couple of hours, so we're rolling it. Well, I had no calves overnight, so I think we're gonna wrap this video up because I have no idea how many days it's been now, and it's officially Monday, and I think this started like, I don't even know. It was chaos. I don't remember what's all in this video. I will when I edit it, obviously, and you'll know when you watch it. But as always, got any questions, let me know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one.